it's TJ from TJ Smiles, and I'm on a swing. So, as you all know, the dreadful thing called school has begun, and we all know that when school starts, it gets hard to balance your reading, and you want that big wrap-up pile at the end of the month, and it's just hard to do sometimes. I mean, you got homework, you got tests, you got extracurriculars, you have community service some schools require. Like, there's tons of things that you have on your plate, and reading for fun don't always fit in. So I'm here with some tips and tricks for y'all to help you rack up that end of the month wrap-up pile. So let's get started. My first tip for you guys is have your reading scheduled out. And now, I'm not someone who says sit down for an hour each evening at 8 o'clock and read for an hour straight. No, it's not that serious. What I do is I read 50 pages a day, at least. If you're into the book and you have the time and you want to read 200, go for it. That's up to you. But I make sure I read at least 50 pages each night before I go to bed, so I know that I'm continuously reading every day. Another thing I started this school year that has been working out for me great is Friday nights when I get home from school, I have dinner. I don't eat dinner with my family. I make my own dinner on Friday night. I eat it fast right when I get home from school. I take a shower, and then I go up to my bedroom and I sit and I read. And Friday night is dedicated for my reading. I read from usually around 6 o'clock to midnight every Friday night. And I'll take breaks. I will come down and get a cup of hot chocolate and go up and snuggle back up in my bed, and it works. That's how I knock out a lot of my monthly reading, is on those Friday nights. Like, the last Friday night, I read like 2.5 books that night. So, yes, that really, if you plan on reading every night, that really gets you to at least, if you plan on reading every Friday night, that definitely gets you to your book a week goal. If you're like me, you goal to have a book a week, so 4 books every month. So yes, and I know sometimes Friday nights are hard because there's band and football games and basketball games and track meets and all that fun stuff. And I've had to skip some of my Friday night reads because of football games, going to support my friends in the band, because a band is life. But that's right, because I still do the 50 pages that night. And you know what? You have a life outside of school and reading and booktube. Go out with your friends. Go to a football game. Go roller skating. Go ice skating. See a movie. Don't be like, oh, I can't do anything on Friday nights because of the game. But if you know that you definitely aren't going to do something on Friday nights, plan that for your reading. Like, I knew the last 2 Friday nights I had to go to football games with my friends. My friends are in the band. I had to go see them. I had to support them. My sister's a major A. I have to be at her games and support her. But now I know this weekend I'm going to have a lot of homework, and I haven't had my Friday night reading for about 2 weeks now. So I'm like, you know what? Taking a break from the games. I'm staying home. I'm reading Friday night. And then that brings me to Saturday mornings. Since I do not do my homework on Friday nights, I don't want to procrastinate it off that well, so I sleep in till like 10 or 11. And then I get up, I have breakfast, and I do my homework. All my homework Saturday morning, I get it done so I can go out Saturday night, and I don't have to worry about it in between church and all that kind of stuff on Sundays. So that's basically my reading schedule. Maybe it'll work for y'all. Neighbor started mowing. Guys, so my neighbor started mowing, so I had to come inside, and it's a new day. So my next tip for you guys is to always have a book on you. Keep one in your locker, in your car, so in between classes you got some free times, you can read up. Waiting on the doctor, you can read, and you can just plow through some books. And I know that sometimes carrying a book through school all day can be unpractical. You got like an algebra book, a chemistry book, you got psychology, and you got all these textbooks that you have to carry around with you. So keep an ebook on hand so you don't have to carry a legit book around with you all day and add on to the weight in your book bag. Carry an ebook on your phone so you can be reading like an ebook at school and then like a regular book any other time. Other tips I have for y'all is to just keep it fun. So if you're in the middle of a book and this book is causing you to go into a slump and you feel it coming, like for me, that last book would have been Off the Page. I love the storyline and everything, but I just felt like I had to read to pick it up. It wasn't enjoyable for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'll set this book aside. I'll come back to it later when I feel like reading it. Let's read something else that I know I'll enjoy. Another tip I have is to read something like lighthearted, a fun contemporary novel. If you're in a slump and you just don't feel like reading, pick up your favorite lighthearted contemporary romance, fun read, and just plow through that, and that will totally help you get out of your slump. Another thing to get out of reading slumps for me is to watch booktube videos, because watching other people talk about books and get excited over what they're reading gets me excited to read. So maybe that'll work for you also. Booktube has just always been like an inspiration to keep reading for me. So yes, that's it. That's all my tips and tricks for you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.